Welcome back to episode 14 of the Dilks Musk. We're rolling not live, but pretty close to it. How was your weekend?
Pretty good. Mom had the St. Patty's Day party on Friday night.
And how drunk did you get?
Enough.
Enough that you couldn't drive home?
No, yeah, Courtney drove my truck.
Yeah, St. Patty's Day will be like that sometimes.
It will. How was your St. Patty's Day?
I celebrated with the other green.
Money?
No.
Oh.
Cannabis.
Oh.
And plus watching some of the World Baseball Classic.
You see the Grand Slammy? By Trey Turner?
Yeah, the bottom three on the roster is 7, 8, 9, and it's Schwarber, Turner, and Romuto.
Pretty cool, huh?
I'll take it. It's got to be a good thing if all three of them are back to back to back like that in a starting lineup. Did I ever tell you how I got kicked out of a Phillies game?
No.
I was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I don't think I was older than like 7. And Uncle Mark and Aunt Laurie took me to a game. And we were sitting along the third baseline in the first row. And
is this at the vet? This is at the vet, right?
This is at the vet. And the ball came down. Uncle Mark grabbed it for me. And it turns out it was a fair ball, so we all got booted out of the game.
That happened. So basically, like the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, except for the World Series wasn't on the line.
Less implements on there.
Less implications. But yeah, we got kicked out of the game. It's cool to get kicked out of the game.
Well, it's cool. The story now.
Yeah, now I can laugh about it.
Yeah.
You were too young to be going to a Phillies game at that point. You were like 4, probably 3 or 4 years old. But yeah. I mean, it was like 93, 94. Like, I can't remember exactly when, but I do know that it was when I was young enough so that you weren't there. Because this is before you were their favorite.
That's right. Don't you forget it.
On our aunt and uncle's, like, setup of, like, senior pictures, Chris is up there like he's one of the kids. And Jessica and I don't have a spot.
Don't be jealous of that situation.
I get it.
So don't, because
I'd probably pick you over me too.
I would too.
Have you ever been kicked out of a Phillies game?
No.
You haven't even lived.
I was almost kicked out of a George Strait concert. Because I was too intoxicated.
Is that like lawn seats, or is that like you had like?
No, we were at Wells Fargo.
And you were a little drunk?
I was. I forget who. I think CJ and Kelly were there, and Kelly was designated driver. So then CJ and I just drank, and then we went up to the bar. I think we asked for a Red Bull and vodka. And it might have been all vodka, splash of Red Bull.
A little dash of Red Bull. Speaking of Red Bull, Celsius. Drink response. It's an energy drink. That's also a seltzer.
Proper number 12. Drink responsibly. Hey, I need to try to convince you to go watch Game of Thrones.
I'm like super busy.
You're not. You're not busy.
I'm like swamped with day to day.
Why don't you want to watch Game of Thrones?
Because everyone told me to watch it.
It's better than all your other shows that you watched.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Boy Meets World.
You can't compare the two.
Why?
Because one's a TV show that's about growing up in the world, and the other one is a TV show about like having sex with your sister and stuff.
That's not what the show's about,
That's what I heard. I heard lots of dongs and some incest.
It's up there with Sopranos shit, eh?
I don't think Sopranos has the incest.
No, but the show is up there with Sopranos.
And Sopranos doesn't have dragons. Dragons for me just.
I mean, pure entertainment.
I'm not.
Sopranos is great.
Sopranos is great.
Do you think that everyone in America knew that Bobby's situation when he went in the train station was going to happen? When he went into that toy shop?
No.
Do you what?
No.
You didn't think so before it happened?
What, Bobby Baklavat?
Yeah.
What, did he get killed?
Did you think that was coming up when he went into that store?
No.
Really?
Not that I can remember. Maybe I haven't seen it in a while.
There was so much leading up to that part, and they were bouncing back and forth in scenes.
I probably have to watch that again. I need to rewatch Sopranos before I put on Game of Thrones.
Try Game of Thrones, though.
But see, we just talked about how I have to watch Sopranos again. Priorities.
I would say the most underrated character in that show was his psychiatrist.
I'm surprised she's not in the opening credits.
She's not?
But she is a great character, though. And she, puts him in line a couple times, too.
Yeah, Tony was kind of like an a-hole throughout the whole show.
Well, yeah, and for little baby years, he was an asshole, too.
Keep it PG.
Too late for that, Mr. Proper 12.
Drink responsibly. Well, even the way he treated what's his wife's name in the show? Nurse Jackie.
Edie Falco?
Yeah, Nurse Jackie. Even the way he treated Nurse Jackie. Even when she was slinging out spaghetti and meatballs.
Carmela?
Yeah.
Carmela Soprano?
Yeah, her.
The mother.
But yeah, fantastic show. And highly suggest that we watch it again. Even though all we want is food afterwards.
That's the problem. Is I'm not around good. I need food. If I'm gonna watch that show again.
I know it is worth all our fans. If you haven't seen it, give it a whirl.
It's worth watching.
So is Game of Thrones.
But that's got dragons and stuff.
What is it? You keep saying that. I know it does.
No, nothing. Peach Dragon didn't even catch my interest.
Give it a shot, Jitty.
If it's got a dragon, it probably doesn't have me. You know what I mean?
It doesn't have you because you weren't around then.
Peach Dragon.
You're ridiculous. What other shows are good right now?
Right now?
Hold on. A great show. Breaking Bad.
Yeah, the finale was on my birthday.
So, little backstory. I didn't watch Breaking Bad. And then my dad and JD said, you have to watch Breaking Bad, but you have to get through the first 4 episodes.
Yep.
And on the 5th episode, you'll start enjoying it. But you need to watch the first 4. So I watched the first 4, and I'm like, this is terrible. Then on the 5th episode, it was like, wow, this is a badass show. And then you just...
Yeah, the problem, you have to get through the first few episodes of Breaking Bad before it really catches hold. The first episode is really good. I don't want to confuse anybody. The first episode of Breaking Bad is one of their best episodes.
Later in the show. But when you're watching it for the first time.
The first episode is still a great episode. It starts off with him in his underwear and you don't know why he's in the desert in his underwear.
But that's like the first 10 minutes.
No, the whole episode is him seeing he was on a ride along with his brother-in-law. Then he saw Jesse run out the window, and he recognized him from school, so he tracked him down. So that first episode is a really good episode, but 2, 3, 4, a little slow moving.
You know what I'm upset about? You never know how much Jesse had in that duffel bag at the end of the show.
I know.
How much did he have?
It got to be $500,000.
I was saying 250 to $500,000. Had to have been, right?
Yeah, you just gave away the ending.
Because he had Jesse makes it through the whole show.
Well, that's the spoiler alert. Usually we say that before we spoil something.
Oh.
Almost like you and your Toy Story 3 rant about the claws. Turns out it was Toy Story 3, not Toy Story 4.
Yeah, well.
That you were describing. I had some comments.
I don't care about your comments.
Well, you should, because one was saying, Chris, it was Toy Story 3, not Toy
Who said it?
Your cousin.
Which one?
You already know.
Oh. Now I know.
Now you know. If you don't know,
the
now you
things you know.
The more you know.
The more you know. What are great shows?
I was going to tell you how I got stuck in Philly. World Series Game 6 in 2008.
You think you're so cool right now. I went to the parade too.
No, I'm talking about Game 6.
I was there.
No, you weren't. You were not even, you were 17 years old, 18 years old.
Killing it. Killing the game.
You might have just turned 19.
No. When? In 2008?
Yeah.
When was the game?
Late October.
Just turned 19.
Yeah. So, and you were in Massachusetts, not in New Jersey.
I was in Massachusetts, you're right.
And Game 6 got rained out in the 7th inning or the 6th inning.
That's why they thought we were going to win it this year.
Well, I was this is before Uber existed or any of that existed. I got a ride over there with I don't even know who. And we were just partying in the parking lot, watching the game on like a 13-inch TV and having the radio on. And then once the game got called, everybody made a mad rush for the exits, and none of the cabs would go over to Jersey. Every time we
How'd you make it home?
Chuck had to call his mom. And no, she couldn't even do it either. We had to call a cab company in Oak Lynn to come over the bridge to pick us up and bring us back to Audubon.
That sucks.
And it was downpouring. It was raining so bad that they called the World Series. So you can imagine
that's
how
why
bad the storms were.
That's why they thought that we were going to win it this time, because the same thing happened. Remember this year?
Yep. I know.
Sixers are winning 6 games the championship this year.
I hope so.
6. Winning in 6.
What about USA Japan tonight?
We're winning.
It'll be the gold medal game.
You know who's winning? USA.
Did I ever tell you about the most embarrassing time I got pulled over?
No.
You know how sometimes when you're blasting the radio, you don't even realize how fast you're going?
No, I drive slow.
You drive the speed limit now all of a sudden. You never drive fast when the radio's up.
You're right.
Never get all pumped up on the highway.
Free falling, just like Tom Cruise.
And Tom Petty. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Like when he's jamming out to that song.
Yes.
Well, I got pulled over, and I was going 90 and a 55.
What were you listening to?
And I didn't know why I got pulled over. I don't even know why I was going 90. And the cop gave me a ticket. He didn't give me any brakes. And because I turned my car off. You know what I mean? Like, I had my car turned off. So
was this the Mustang or the Intrepid?
No, this was like recent. This was the cop car. I turned the car back on, and Ed Sheeran started blasting through my radio. Lay Me Down got me a $140 ticket.
It's a great song though.
It was the one with John Legend in him, and I was in it.
You were vibing.
I was vibing all by myself, and then boom. Next
Where
thing
were
you know,
you at?
I think I was coming back from Virginia, and I was coming back up to mom and dad's in Annville. This was like November of 2018.
Oh, I remember that.
I got 3 tickets on driving back from Virginia. One in Maryland, one in PA, and I got a ticket in the mail from Maryland also. It's like I pulled over twice on the same car ride.
Out of control.
I was sober. I was sober as a judge because that was my first Thanksgiving sober. Thanksgiving was on Thursday, and then Thanksgiving's on a different day. Thanksgiving was on Thursday, and then the next day I drove down to Virginia for the day to visit a friend from rehab.
JD, I went to the most #1 memorable Phillies game of all time.
I know. I already know why.
Tell them why, people.
Can I guess that it was the night that Osama bin Laden was killed? And there was only one game on TV, and it was the Phillies on ESPN, and everyone started chanting USA.
And who was at that game?
You?
That's correct, sir. So Matt Nets, he's got season tickets. His family has season tickets, and he couldn't make it. So he gave us 2 tickets to CJ and I, and we after that happened, we would.
That was like a Sunday night game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was And after that happened, we would text him saying, "Hey, thanks a lot for making the most memorable game ever," because it was all over ESPN for 2 weeks straight. Yeah. And then when the documentary came out, that's all we texted him, views of it. We were there.
I remember when that documentary came out too.
It was pretty cool. All the players were looking back saying what the hell is going on back there?
Everyone was getting the alerts.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Newsroom?
Mm-mm.
That's a great show that you can watch in 3 seasons.
Have you ever watched?
They do an episode on that. They do an episode where it shows behind the scenes behind the scenes on how they found out the information.
Oh, okay.
They were the first to break the news.
Oh my god,
that happened.
What was that one show that Dad watched all the time?
You have to be more specific.
With John Hamm.
Mad Men?
Dad loved that show.
I like that show too.
I've never watched that show.
That's a great show.
It's all about advertising, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, they're in advertising. It's about drinking in the office, constant chain smoking, berating women.
Well, it's a 50s show, right?
Yeah, the show takes place in the 50s, 60s. It spans both the 50s and the 60s.
Courtney and I are binging Band of Brothers right now. I watch the series twice a year. That's a great one. You should watch that one.
I should.
That's a really good one.
I was supposed to watch it this weekend, but then I have plans now, so I can't.
Aren't you coming down here?
That's why I can't watch it.
So did you hear what Mom did?
What?
Mom, Miss Facebook Savvy, posted on her story Bria's invitation to the party. 81 people viewed it. Not only that.
Now they have your address.
Not only that, we found out last night that a couple more people come. There's only 43 people here.
Oh, I'm bringing extra too.
Who?
Mikey's stepkids.
Really?
Yeah.
No, seriously.
I'm serious. I was going to tell you earlier.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They're 18 and 20. Dominic's coming too.
So there's gonna be 46 people here.
If you're already at 43 and you're adding 3, then yeah, that's the math.
Nah, you're kidding.
I'm not. I swear to God.
I'm going out to the garage. Just posting up.
But yeah, that was just brought to my attention yesterday that they wanted to come.
All of them?
Yep.
Everyone?
Yep.
I don't care. There's gonna be plenty of food. There's gonna be plenty of room.
That's why I didn't even think to run it by you.
Why not?
Because I know how it is. You overplan and then this way there's plenty of there. I'll eat less so they can eat more. You know what I mean?
Nah, we'll have plenty of stuff.
Yeah, I figured Courtney's mom's probably coming down the day before to probably help prep.
Yeah, so is 2 of Courtney's friends.
Yeah, exactly. So
I won't be doing anything.
That's Friday?
Yeah. Are you staying the night?
No.
What time's the party? 1 to 4?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll be there by 1.
And then you'll just leave by 4?
Yeah. Then drive back. Cool. Get some sleep in my own bed, you know what I mean?
Yeah, heard that.
I wanted to talk about how we moved down to North Carolina on a whim. Do you remember that night before we went down there?
Yeah, so I think we said that we're gonna
go south.
We're just traveling south. And Mom and Dad were like, what the hell are you guys doing?
It was 3:00 in the morning.
I think I took off that Friday.
No, we left on a Friday night, Saturday morning.
No.
Yeah.
We did. We left on a Friday night. It was 3 in the morning.
Saturday morning, Friday night.
And then we were in D.C. at 6:30.
Yeah, by the way, if you go to D.C. at 6 a.m., prime time to catch all the action because there was nobody anywhere.
We were just walking up. Yeah, we were just walking everywhere. There was just the overachievers running.
We were just pulling right up. We could just pull up the monuments. Nobody was.
I know.
There was nobody in the city.
It was not. Remember, there was one point where we just drove down a one-way, the opposite way for a mile and a half.
Yeah, nobody told us different.
How are we supposed to know?
And then we were like, all right, well, what's next? And then we ended up in Alexandria because we wanted to see T.C. Williams High School from Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, and then we did that.
And we went to IHOP for breakfast.
And then we started Googling.
That's when we were like,
that's when the party really started. When we started Googling.
All right, what are we doing here? Where are we going?
And we're like, I think JD said, "Oh, we could go to Durham because that's only 3.5 hours away from here."
I said, you know what? I was just watching that Bull Durham movie. Let's see if there's any games today.
And there happened to be one at
4.
5:30. Yeah. 4. Yeah, it was at 5 o'clock. So, and we were going to be able to make it down there by 1.
Yeah.
And we called hotels. We got a sweet hotel. And then we went there and we just
we started pre-gaming, and then we thought it was going to be an easy walk there.
Terrible walk.
It was the longest walk of my life. I felt like I was going to walk to my death sentence.
And then we watched the game
because it's summer.
We only stayed for no, it wasn't summer yet.
You're right, it's spring.
It was spring, so it was I think it was April or something.
It was hot as shit for April though.
Yeah, oh yeah. And we get to the game, we stay for 3 innings. And we're like, fuck this. Let's go to the bar.
Yeah.
So we went to the bar, and I think we just we realized that there was a Roto-Rooter down there. And Dad knew the GM down there. And we were driving up and we're like, what about moving down there?
When we were driving back home.
Yeah.
Because we ended up getting hammered in downtown at Olivia's, nonetheless.
No, we didn't even go to Olivia's.
Yes, we did.
No, G. We went to, what's it called?
We went to 2 different bars.
Yeah, we went to that Bull one, and then the guy who played baseball said, let's go to Olivia's.
Yeah, so we were at Olivia's was the second one.
Yeah.
We started at that bar near our hotel.
Yeah.
And that, like, old-timey, that bar is actually in Bull Durham.
Yeah.
He, like, gets into a fight with him playing pool at that bar.
Yeah.
And also, Big Mike met Ed Sheeran at that bar once.
I remember that picture.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
And then we got brought to the other bar by the baseball. Was he the baseball kid or something?
Yeah, I vaguely remember him. Like, he was, like, saved in my phone as, like, baseball or some shit.
And then we went to Olivia's and just fell in love with that area. And we looked for apartments in that area, and then we found our badass apartment.
Literally, like, I was driving us back home while you were Googling apartments.
Yeah, and then we had, by the time we got back up to New Jersey, we had a job already in North Carolina.
That night.
Yeah. And then all that stuff happened that week. We had the apartment set up, and then it was...
We moved in July 10th.
That was hell of a day.
That was a nightmare of a day. Because, like, if moving is easier with multiple people, moving sucks with 2 people, let alone how we had to do it.
And it was... Now, let's not forget, it was 100 degrees with like 90% humidity that day.
We ended up just passing everything through our window. Like, box spring mattresses were being passed through the window.
And then when we moved out of there, that's when we rented the people. And I said, you guys both get $100 extra if you get it moved, like, packed up in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Like 45 minutes, they had everything packed up into the truck.
Yep. As soon as we told them to use the window instead of walking everything around. And we had Zoe in, like, my room the entire time.
No, we already had Zoe up there.
No, we didn't.
Oh, no, we didn't, did we?
No, we brought Zoe. No, we didn't have Zoe until... Oh, when we moved out.
Yeah.
No, you tried leaving Zoe with Mom and Dad, and they said no.
Now look.
And that was Zoe. That's when Zoe was the second dog added to the family. And now there's 7 dogs in the family.
Yeah.
Zoe was number 2.
Then Bella.
I heard you, speaking of Bella, I heard, not Bella, Abby.
Courtney and I went there yesterday, cut her north, south, west, east nails.
How'd that go?
Not bad. A lot of peanut butter, a lot of straddle, and just grip up and pray. And Courtney was snipping.
And she's moving around a lot better now.
Oh yeah. Her nails look 10 times better.
That's good. Good.
No, good.
What are you gonna have for Saturday? What's there to eat?
We got pulled chicken.
Okay.
Pulled pork. Sammy's. A plethora of apps for pick'ems. And drinks. We got Coke, Sprites, ginger ales, waters, the Huggies, the little juice box.
Oh yeah.
Bottles.
Yep. Someone's in trouble.
Bella just grabbed something off the counter. Courtney. Then we're having desserts and stuff like that.
You're gonna get a cake?
Yeah, I think so. I took off from work tomorrow.
What's tomorrow? Thursday?
Wednesday. It's Bria's actual birthday.
Oh yeah, duh.
And we're taking her to the zoo and the aquarium.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's a nice little 2-year birthday. I'm off tomorrow too.
She loves hippos. She freaking loves hippos. So.
Has she been to the zoo or aquarium yet?
Both.
Oh, she has?
Yeah, she loves it there. We have a yearly pass to both of them.
Oh, the aquarium in Camden?
Yeah.
And the Philly Zoo? It's a nice little day plan. Where you, what about you doing with all the dogs for that long?
They stay here.
Archie's good too now?
They're all good for like 6 to 7 hours.
Yeah, and you're not going to be out that long.
No, it takes. We'll leave here at like 9:15. We'll either go to the aquarium or the zoo first, and then spend 2 hours there, and then drive to the other one. You know.
Yeah, because if you go to the zoo first, then you can kind of backtrack your way through Camden.
I know.
And then hit that. But
it depends. I also don't want to hit 1:30 traffic on the way back.
Oh yeah, you might as well get the zoo out of the way first.
Yeah, or the aquarium out of the way first.
What? Well, either way, you would have to hop back on the highway.
I know. I'll have to just pick them right wherever I start driving.
Keep your eye on the traffic report.
Yeah, wherever I start driving.
Because you can just go right over the Commodore Barry.
And go right up 95.
And shoot right up 95 and be there.
Or I could go up. This is even better. Ready? Over the Commodore Barry, up 95. Go up the blue route, cut across 1, be right at the Philadelphia Zoo.
Yep.
Know what I mean?
That's what I would do.
That's the fastest route, I think.
And you're not going to hit that much traffic going that way
either. No. It's a beautiful zoo day. 60 degrees and cloudy.
Oh,
that's
nice.
Prime.
Yeah, because you're not in the sun. The sun
I know.
Tire you out a bit.
I get tired peeling an orange, so that's besides the point.
So no seafood this weekend?
No.
I was told it was gonna be a crab fest.
We might be having Bobby Shea crab cakes.
Yeah? You know, I didn't have crab cakes until I was like 30 years old. You were there. The day me, you, and Jessica went down to Baltimore and Austin.
That was a fun trip.
And that was a day-long trip. Remember, that was the first time we let Zoe by herself all day. But we drove down for the day from Mannheim to Baltimore, and then we got a tour.
On to Camden Yards. That was badass.
Yeah, because there wasn't a game, so we got a tour of the stadium. We got a good lunch in.
Yeah.
Walked around the harbor.
That battleship.
Oh yeah.
That battleship.
The harbor, yeah.
That was really cool.
That crab cake was the first time I had crab cakes in my life. And we were 30 years old then. I was 30 years old then. Because growing up, I only had tuna fish and shrimp, and that was the only seafood that I ate until I was 19 years old. I didn't start trying like seafood until we lived in Massachusetts. Like even like salmon. I didn't have salmon until like my mid-20s.
Did You've had salmon before 20.
Now I have. I started eating salmon when you and I lived in North Carolina, and you used to broil it.
I know, and like make the tilapia.
Yeah, that was the first time that I had like seafood.
And I thought I was like king shit, and all I was doing was putting Italian seasoning on it.
Yeah, just putting it in the oven.
Oh my god!
But that was like the first times that I had seafood in my life. I had a lot of tuna fish though, but it was dry straight out of a can.
You like mayo though.
Now I do, but I didn't have mayonnaise until last year. So I wasn't eating tuna salads or anything with mayonnaise in it until last year.
So Uncle Kurt was also at Mom and Dad's St. Patrick's.
Yeah, I heard, yeah.
And shout out to Uncle Mark and Aunt Laurie for watching all of our podcasts.
Yep, Uncle Kurt, is he watching?
He's watching it. and he wanted to say to you that it's horse shit that you never had stuffing or spaghetti, another horse shit thing. So I just wanted to relay that message from Uncle Kurt to you.
I have nothing to gain by lying.
Yes, you do. You get a rise out of me, and you get my heart rate pumping.
But it's the truth.
I'm not going to go down this road. Last time you wanted to talk about the 70s, okay? We didn't even touch on the 70s.
Life happens.
Number one pop cultural movie in the 70s. Go. I have mine. Number one.
Probably Godfather.
Grease.
And then Godfather was bigger than Grease.
No. You look up Godfather box office. I look up Grease.
$291 million at the box office. $396 million. So it was definitely more popular at the box office.
Who?
Grease.
Thank you.
But just because it was the most watched doesn't mean
it's more iconic. It's not more iconic. It could be more iconic, JD.
You think Grease is more iconic than Jaws?
No, Jaws is one of my favorite movies.
It's not more iconic than
pop cultural. Pop cultural.
Yeah, this is all pop culture.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's popular culture.
Oh.
Did you mean like PG-13 movie, like younger movie when you said pop?
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, it's more of like a date movie.
Is that considered a rom-com?
Yes.
Is it the first rom-com?
Depends on what you find funny. But no, yeah, it probably definitely is. Or at least it's the first biggest one. Maybe there was before then. But no, they weren't romantic comedies. And that was a musical too, so it's even more confusing.
Is it a rom-com?
A romantic comedy.
No, is it a rom-com?
Yeah, you laugh and it's romantic. It's about a couple that they have a meet cute, they get together.
That's summer.
Don't do it.
Nah. I can't hit that note.
Can't hit that note like I used to.
First of all, what was Godfather at? 210?
290.
290, and what was Grease at?
396.
That's a cool 100 million more, friend.
Yeah, but it's not most iconic.
Godfather. You ask America. You ask the world. What do they know more, Grease or Godfather? Guarantee more than 80%, more than 60% say Grease.
That's a bold statement.
JD, not everyone likes. I mean, I know we love mafia movies. Absolutely, we do. And I like
That was a movie about family.
I love Godfather much more than I love Grease. Absolutely, I do. I'm talking about popular stats here in the world.
Yeah, Grease was up there in the 70s for, what was that, 78?
Yeah.
And it takes place in the 50s?
Something like that.
Well, at least Godfather was about the times, man.
No, it wasn't. It flashed back all the time.
No, that was the second one.
But it did. It flashed back all the time.
Yeah, the second one took place in the 1920s.
I got 5% battery left. We're at 42 minutes. We're good anyway.
Yeah, we can roll it if your battery's going to die.
No, I got 5%.
Oh, okay. This way, if it cuts off automatically. What was that? Is that a proper 12?
Yeah, it was.
You just took that down like it was beer.
You saw that?
Yep.
Courtney.
You got 5%. You're not making it that far.
No, I'm not.
But yeah, I had written down pulled over because of Ed Sheeran. Besides tuna, fish, and shrimp, never had seafood before.
That
North
was
Carolina.
a startup. That was a startup to start getting me going.
What?
The seafood thing.
Yeah.
You never had scallops before?
No.
Like
Still
now?
to this day, never had.
You
scallops.
have had scallops.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I know you made them before. Doesn't mean I've eaten it.
You had lobster.
I don't even know how to do a lobster.
You had lobster though.
I've had lobster, but I haven't cracked the thing the lobster open and fork it out. I've had lobster sauce on my salmon in Amsterdam.
That was a great trip.
Both of Bria's presents arrived today.
What'd you get her?
You'll find out. But don't worry, it's big and loud.
I got Bria a basketball net, a plastic one I'm gonna set up tonight to ball out for the living room. And we also bought her a motorized Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, okay. Means we're gonna drive around in class, drive Mercedes-Benz.
That's right. Don't you forget it.
Is it for the yard?
Yeah, it's a motorized one. It gets up to it probably gets up to 5-10 miles per hour.
Can you fit in with her?
I can't even put my leg in there, but you can control. It also has a control, so Courtney and I can override it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say there's a bunch of trees in that backyard.
Just in case she goes a little crazy, we can press the old brakes on it.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea with something like that.
Yeah. They didn't have those remote controls. We would just go free flying with it.
Should be drifting out back.
I know. Oh my God! All the trees in the back. All of a sudden, Brie would be lost down a hill into the backwoods.
She's gonna be picking up poops all day. Like the dogs, driving over them.
No, on our side yard, it's blocked off.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, our yard, remember, is sectioned off. It's only part of it's fenced in. It's a 20 by 40 area where the dogs run, and then the other part is all open.
Oh, okay.
For Brie to get reckless in her Mercedes.
If you're gonna get reckless, you do it in style.
That's right. Don't you forget it.
But yeah, go ahead.
So, Courtney's friend Jess is coming this weekend, and she wanted me to do a podcast Friday, so she could be in it. She watches all of our apps.
So you want to go Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Friday this week?
Yeah.
We can do Friday.
It might have to be at 8 o'clock though.
That's fine. I'm free.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, I'll see you then.
All right, cool.
I'll let you get that.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, I'll see you.
All right. See you.
See you.